going on, everyone? Today we have to talk about Aikido because in the last video I was talking about how it was going to explode before having a major dump, right? And that's exactly what it's doing right now. It's exploding before it eventually has its major dump. We're going to talk about that. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor, none of this financial advice, but let's get straight into it. Yeah, as you can see though, Aikido pumping a lot right now, 46.9% up in the last 24 hours. And again, I made this video on Akedo on the 18th. It's the 24th now, so it was almost pretty much a week ago. I made the video on Akedo. And as you can see now, it is up 149% since I've made that video. It's up 149%, which is actually pretty crazy. All right. Now let's see if it continues to go up. We're going to go ahead and do some analysis on this to see where I think it'll go next. So anyways, looking over here at the charts on Aikido, we're overbought on the percent R trend exhaustion on the daily chart, by the way. And then we're also pushing really hard here on the MACD, a lot of buying pressure. And if you look at the previous highs of Aikido, it got all the way up to 0.003. Right now we're at 0.0027. So we still have that possibility to even push up just a little bit more to create new all-time highs, and probably even up to this Fibonacci at 0.005. So that's another possibility for us here with Aikido. If you also look over here on the MACD, you're seeing that we're still pushing up towards the overbought area. And then on top of that, we're also building bearish divergence. Now, bearish divergence is higher highs on the charts and lower highs on the MACD. And eventually you do get a huge pullback or a dump with your bearish divergence, right? But we're still in the midst of it. So we're seeing that we're creating higher highs still and lower highs on the MACD. As you can see here, higher high on the chart, lower high on the MACD. It should push up and possibly come up to 0.003 and probably above and beyond to see if we continue to create more bearish divergence. It's just to see how long it stays like that, because it can stay like that for an extended period of time, right? Because if you look at the 2-hour chart, that's exactly what it did on the 2-hour chart, right? It was creating higher highs, and then it stayed inside that bearish divergence state, right? It was about to end, and then it literally stayed in that area. Like, as you can see, bearish divergence, lower highs on the MACD, and then higher highs on the chart. And then some selling pressure came in, but then buying pressure immediately came back in. So the same thing's about to happen again. We're about to get more higher highs, right? And if you look at this, again, 0.003 is lining up to the previous all-time high, 0.003. Now, it's probably going to do like a bigger breakout. That's still a possibility that it does a bigger breakout. So, you know, it's all about the movement right now. And also we have the 50-day moving average at 0.0015. If there was a pullback, that's going to act as support, and it's going to continue to rise as the price rises. So that support will get higher and higher. So that's what we're waiting for. We're waiting to see when that pullback is. But as of right now, still doing bearish divergence. So we're still creating those higher highs on Aikido. I'll keep you guys updated on that. But yeah, that's pretty much what's going on here with Aikido. And again, I told you guys I made a video about a week ago on this thing. And I was talking about how it might do what Lab did. We know Lab went to billions and billions of market cap, but Lab was a pump and dump, right? Lab was literally a pump and dump. There's nothing you could say that would make me believe that it was not a pump and dump. That it literally did just that. It pumped, it dumped. So yeah, Lab was definitely a pump and dump. So I think Aikido is going to have the same fate. It's going to suffer the same fate. I think Aikido will go through the motions here, and I think eventually it's going to dump, right? I don't know how high it's going to get, but I think eventually it'll dump, right? If we're looking at Fibonacci's and we're just going off that, let's go ahead and pull back up the daily chart. If we're just going off Fibonacci's, we have 0.005 right here. We have 0.008. We have 0.011, and then we have 0.013. If we're just talking on Fibonacci's, then we actually might be able to get all the way to the top at 1 cent, right? 1 cent for Aikido. If you look over here, I'm just gonna do the fully diluted value because whenever you see circulating supply 22.79 billion and then a total supply 100 billion, the discrepancy is too large there. That's fake. That's fake market cap. It's fake market cap. Doing the market cap by the 20, just do the market cap by the fully diluted value whenever you're looking at pump and dump projects, because trust me, there's locked coins, right? This is how a lot of these pump and dumps market themselves, locked liquidity. There's no locked liquidity, and it's not actually at $279 million in market cap. But that's a whole nother discussion for a whole nother video, right? But if you multiply the total supply by 1 cent, you'll get oh wait, I forgot, I had to put 1 billion, not 100 million. All right, 100 billion times 1 cent is 1 billion. So it's a possibility that we could see 1 billion market cap on Aikido. All right, possibly even more. I don't know. But it could pump and dump before then, right? Lab got all the way up to 6 billion, right? But Lab is still a pump and dump. Like, you can't trust these pump and dumps. You don't know how high it's going to go. It's going to go up until the, so the people that are pumping, dumping it, the devs, whatever it is, are ready to sell it. That's pretty much how it's going to end up happening. Whenever they're ready to sell it, that's what it's going to dump, right? Now, let's go over some user sentiment. This guy says, what is this? Can a coin with a 24-hour trading volume of 500 million really have candles like this? It's quite obvious that this is being pumped artificially and deliberately. Even the trading volume doesn't look genuine. Exchanges can display whatever they want and easily mislead traders, whether it's the liquidation map or any other metric. So yeah, I agree with that. This does look heavily manipulated. I mean, it doesn't look normal at all. So yeah, it's definitely heavily manipulated. Now, this person, Crypto with Harris, says, a lot of people are asking me if they should short AKE. My answer is no, not yet. And that's kind of how I'm looking at it. But as they say, I've seen this set up many times before with coins like Lab, like exactly what I said, Lab and Bank. When a coin is being pushed aggressively, it can keep squeezing shorts much longer than anyone expects. You might be right about the direction, but still lose money because your timing is wrong. Remember that. It's all about timing. And then he says, I do believe AKE will eventually give a good, very good short opportunity, but this is not the right time now. When the time comes, I'll close my entry. That's what this guy said. So, yeah, I agree. I think now is not the time to short this, even though it's about to hit the previous all-time high. It could do that, and then it could pull back. But then after that little tiny pullback, I think it'll have a continuation up. So you just want to wait until you see this thing completely overextended. And it's hard to tell when it is, but you really just have to go by the different indicators, right? Percent R trending Josh and MACD, the different indicators, you have to go by them. If you don't, you're not going to be able to tell when you're nearing a top, right? But also, this person is talking about the wallets that are waiting to dump on people's heads, right? So AKE update. The wallet I mentioned last hour just moved again. In the last few hours, it sent 1.7 billion AKE worth, about 4.1 million to Gate.io, which means that they're selling $4.1 million and they're realizing their gains. And the 600 million AKE worth about to Gate.io as well. So 1.34 million there and 4.1 million there. This is pretty much the devs and just the people at the beginning of the project selling on your heads pretty much. They're pretty much rug pulling on you right now, and they're pretty much dumping. So that's pretty much what they're doing, and they're probably going to just do it a little bit so then the coin can continue to pump and so they can continue to pull out more money. Yeah. Also, another one of them did a $5 million one. So I don't know. Maybe this is the high. Maybe it will stop. Maybe it won't get all the way up to a billion market cap because maybe the devs got a little bit too greedy, unlike what happened to Lab. Lab, they let that thing play through all the way up to 6 billion, and then they dumped on people. Let's see how far Akedo's devs are willing to let this go before they dump on you. All right. It's at 63 million right now. So let's see how far they'll let this thing go. All right, this is all I got for you guys today. Hit the like button, subscribe. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Check out the link in the description for the Crypto and Options Edge group if you want to go ahead and join. $98 a month. Go ahead and check it out. Also, go ahead and check out Advantage5 Best DeFi Perps Trading on the base platforms. You can do up to 500x leverage. Go ahead and check that out. Link in the description. And as always, I'll be back with another video.